I'm sitting at the table after dinner and actually not really doing anything, just sorting out pills into one of those lovely plastic boxes with the days on it. It's quiet, too quiet. My back is slightly stiff, my shoulders still up from earlier, and I notice it, but I don't fix it. I rarely do actually. This has become one of those automatic moments in my caregiver's life. Hands moving, head elsewhere. People often imagine caregiving as something active, helping, doing, being needed. What they don't see is how much of it happens when nothing actually is happening. The waiting, the monitoring, the background listening, the constant antennas up in the air, sounding out what's happening around me. So I'll be honest, I don't always realize I'm still on until something actually interrupts it. A message comes in, a door closes louder than expected. Someone asks me a simple question and I answer a bit too fast or a bit too sharp. That is usually when I notice my jaw is tight again. The irony is, I'm a therapist. I spend my days listening, staying present, holding space, and then I go home and I do more of that. Different context, but same nervous system. And sometimes it's small. I'll be in the shower and suddenly realize I'm counting time, not because I'm in a hurry, but because my body is still tracking what could go wrong if I'm not available for 10 minutes. Or I'll be at the computer writing, and half my attention is already tuned into the other room. Not worried, just alert. Always alert. The fire tower alert. People say things like, "You're so calm," or "You handle so much." I usually nod, because correcting them would take more energy than I actually have. Being functional as a caregiver is not the same as being okay. It just means you've learned how to keep going without making a scene. And I see this also constantly in my work. Clients who are sharp, capable, articulate, and they show up on time and they explain things clearly, they joke, they think well, and underneath that, their system hasn't really stood down in years. They won't come in saying they're exhausted. They come in saying they feel strangely flat or irritable or like they're never quite present where they are. They think they need to change something, improve something, fix something, and often what they're describing isn't a problem. It's the cost of carrying without interruption. Just for the story, yesterday I was on the phone with an insurance company. Quick sidestep. One of those calls where you get transferred about a zillion times and everyone is polite but nobody takes responsibility. I stayed polite too, friendly even, but at some point I realized my leg was bouncing fiercely under the table, not nervous, just discharging something that had nowhere else to go, and I laughed when I noticed it. Not because it's funny, more because it was familiar. This is what my body does when it doesn't get a proper off switch. And obviously, I don't say that on the phone. I thank the insurance company people for their precious time. But caregiving for the person you love doesn't announce itself. It blends in. It becomes the way you live and schedule your day, the way you listen to people, the way you scan rooms, the way you don't fully drop, even when things are technically fine. And when you've been doing it for long enough, it feels like you, it becomes your identity. But that, my dear friends, is the tricky part. Because from the outside, nothing looks wrong. You're competent, reliable, thoughtful. You might even be the one others lean into. But there's a strange irony in being a therapist and a caregiver at the same time. I talk to people all day about being present, about noticing themselves, And then I catch myself eating lunch, standing up, eyes on my phone, already half gone to the other side. Not because that I know better, but because knowing doesn't automatically change what your system has learned to do, to carry for years and years and years. There's no drama in this, no big collapse, just a slow narrowing of space until you see the stop sign right in front of your nose. I don't tell this as a warning, but actually I do. I'm saying it out loud because a lot of people like me live like this and think it's just them and them alone in their small bubble of caregiving and their own life, or that they should be better able to handle it better, or that once things calm down they'll finally rest. Well, here's the truth: things rarely just calm down as a caregiver. Sometimes late in the evening, I'll just sit down with the intention of doing absolutely nothing. No screen, no task, just sitting, me and myself. And within seconds, again, my mind starts making lists. My antennas pop up and start reaching out. Not anxious lists, practical ones, reasonable ones. And that's usually when I realize how deep this runs. Even rests gets managed. So if you recognize any of this as a caregiver, you probably won't react much right now. You'll just register it quietly, as I've done in the beginning, and that's fine. But if this stays with you, you can reach out to me via direct message or WhatsApp, or sign up for my weekly mail for further insights about how I see the world and how I see therapy. You can find all the details in the bio. Speak next time.